We track our steps, we track our sleep, we track our screen time. But there is one invisible metric, 19 Hertz, that Apple refuses to track. This represents a massive gap in the ecosystem. Because scientists at Kyoto University just proved something terrifying. Your cells can hear frequencies directly, no ears required. Sound at specific frequencies can physically stop fat from growing, but sound at 19 Hz? That creates pure fear in your lungs. Apple has the microphones to hear this. They have the Taptic engine to feel this. So why is the software silent? I dug into the research and I realized this goes deeper than a technical limitation. It's a biological warning. And once you understand it, you will never put these in your ears the same way again. Let's look at the science. I am Kemal Oksal, professor at Berklee College of Music. For over 20 years, I've worked as a music producer, conductor, and educator, leading orchestras, producing albums, and mentoring young artists. Now, I invite you to discover the stories that shape what we hear. Each week, I open the words behind the music, and whether you are a musician or not, you are invited. So, let's get started. The evidence comes from Professor Masahiro Kumeta at Kyoto University. His team blasted cells with sound waves. In just 2 hours, 42 genes changed their activity levels. In 24 hours, 145 genes had completely altered their expression. The results were published in Communications Biology in April 2025. Think about what that means for a second. Sound is just pressure. It's a physical force. When a bass drop hits your chest at a concert, physics calls that a mechanical collision. Professor Kumeta proved that your cells feel that collision and they respond by literally changing their genetic activity. And at the right frequency, that change is incredible. Studies have shown that vibration can physically block fat cells from forming by 15%. It literally shook the fat out of existence. But what happens when the frequency is wrong? Scientists call this infrasound. It's below the range of human hearing. You cannot hear it, but your biology has a massive design flaw against it. The story of how we discovered this starts with a ghost. In 1980, an engineer named Vic Tandy was working late in a medical equipment laboratory. His colleagues had been complaining for weeks. Feelings of depression, cold sweats, and the strangest part, seeing grey, blurry shapes at the edge of their vision. Everyone assumed the lab was haunted. But Tandy was also a competitive fencer, and that night he happened to clamp his metal foil to a workbench in the lab. The blade started vibrating wildly, but there was no sound. The room was completely silent. Tandy investigated. The source? A newly installed extractor fan in the lab. He measured the frequency it was producing, 18.98 Hz. And that is when he discovered the terrifying part. 19 Hz is the resonant frequency of the human eyeball. Yes, your eyeball has a frequency. NASA has documented this. Your eyeball has a frequency at which it vibrates most efficiently. The fan wasn't just shaking the sword, it was literally vibrating the workers' eyeballs in their sockets. The ghosts they were seeing, their own vibrating optic nerves creating visual artifacts. And if you need more proof, Mythbusters tested this. They confirmed the fear frequency is real. The chest cavity resonates around 19 Hz. The eyeball resonates also at 19 Hz. Your body has blind spots that operate below the threshold of conscious perception. This is the problem. If you hear a loud jackhammer, you cover your ears. You protect yourself. But if a faulty AC system, a wind turbine, or an old subway train is pumping 19 Hz into your apartment, you have no idea. And you cannot protect yourself because you don't even know it is there. Your cells are responding. Your genes are changing. But your ears are deaf to it. But you know what isn't deaf? The microphone in this phone. So how do we fix this? We look beyond the phone. We use the whole ecosystem. The MEMS microphones in the iPhone, the barometric sensors in the Apple Watch, and the gyroscopes in the AirPods Pro, they are all physically capable of detecting pressure changes in the infrasound range. The problem is software. Right now, Apple applies high-pass filters to all these microphones. They cut off the low frequencies because they are considered noise. But if Apple opened up what I am calling a sonic wellness API, the sensors are already there to warn you. Imagine this. You are sleeping poorly, your anxiety is spiking for no reason, and suddenly your wrist taps you. Elevated infrasound detected in your environment. It transforms this ghost frequency into a notification. And honestly, that is why I love science. It takes the fear out of the unknown, gives it an explanation, and most importantly, it gives us a solution. But detection is passive. What about something active? Nobody is going to hold an iPhone against their chest for 20 minutes to heal. But you are already wearing the solution on your wrist. The taptic engine inside the Apple Watch is a linear resonant actuator. It's essentially a speaker for your skin. And Apple's taptic engine has a resonant frequency between 80 and 250 Hz. This is significantly lower than the buzzy 170 Hz motors found in most standard electronics. This overlaps with something fascinating. Take cats, for example. They purr at frequencies between 25 and 150 Hz. It's a self-healing mechanism, and it explains why cat bones heal faster than dog bones. The Apple Watch is capable of generating a digital purr for your human body. And there is more. At frequencies between 80 and 130 Hz, you trigger a neurological effect called gait control. This is exactly how medical TENS units works. High-frequency stimulation activates large diameter nerve fibers. These fibers are faster than pain signals. They race to your spinal cord and essentially close the gate before the pain message reaches your brain. This expands this sonic wellness idea beyond metabolism. It becomes a digital painkiller. Maybe we will get a fourth ring to close, who knows? Apple, the ball is in your court. But the watch handles the body. The real danger, the fear frequency, attacks your inner ear and skull directly. This is where the AirPods Pro come in. Currently, we use active noise cancellation to block things like jet engines and subway trains. But standard ANC has a massive loophole when it comes to infrasound. At 19 Hz, the wavelength of sound is approximately 17 meters long. A wave that massive doesn't just enter your ear, it passes through your entire body. It vibrates your skull, your jaw, your inner ear directly. So even if the AirPods silence the air around you, your head is still shaking. This is why Apple needs a bone conduction cancellation. And here's the thing, Apple has been filing patents on this technology for over a decade. They have systems to detect vibrations in the skull and jawbone, combined with bone conduction transducers to deliver counter signals. The H2 chip, it could handle this today. This evolves noise cancellation into a biological stabilization. Remember, when I said you will never put these in your ears the same way again? This is why. Right now, they're just headphones, but under sonic wellness, they become a shield for your nervous system. We think of these devices as distractions. We say they are ruining our health. But if the Kyoto research holds up, the script flips. The Apple Watch combined with next-gen AirPods could be the first gadgets in history that physically protect and restore your body while you use them. The hardware is ready. The biology is proven. Now we just have to wait for Apple to open the API. Because right now, we are flying blind. Professor Kumeta said it best. Since sound is non-material, acoustic stimulation is a tool that is safe and immediate, and will likely benefit medicine and healthcare. The question isn't whether sound affects your body. The question is, who is going to build the tools to protect you from it? See you on the next one.